Hey guys, it's MikeySlice here. I got a replay over 200,000 on the scoreboard. I'm going to show you that replay and break it down. First, I'm just going to run through it, let you see it, and then I'm going to go through and tell you exactly what I did and how I did it. Alright, so as you can see, we scored over 200,000, 214,000 to be exact. And what we did that you're probably not doing is paying attention to the next bubble that's coming out and shooting in the center and clearing out as many colors as you can. Your ultimate goal is to get down to 2 colors. That's the goal, 100%. So we start off the game, and as you can see, there wasn't very many matching bubbles off the start. So you got to throw those bubbles towards bubbles that are single by themselves, and make sure there's 2 of them so that when the third one comes out, you can pop. If you can shoot directly, through 2 bubbles without an issue, because they kind of bounce off of each other and go through. Like you can see with these off the wall shots that I'm pulling off. Like that shot right there. We went through 3 different bubbles straight up the gut. You know, that's some important stuff right there. You just really got to get a feel for how you can shoot these bubbles, because obviously accuracy is a big part of this game. Notice how I haven't shot anything over on this left side. I've been working all on the right side. That's because I see that all those orange, well, yellow, orangish bubbles on the left are connected. And once I get a orange bubble, I can just pop it over there. Now this part of the game right here, when you get down to 3 rows of bubbles, but you have all the colors still, it's super important to pay attention to what bubbles aren't able to be shot at. So right here, we notice that every color can be shot at, right? But later on, when that light blue bubble up at the top right is the only light blue bubble left, you have to focus on trying to get rid of that purple bubble or the orange bubble, so that when you do get a light blue bubble, you can put it over there and then eventually clear it off the board. But this is where I see a lot of beginners make the mistake of not making sure that all the colors can be shot at. Okay, so it was giving me trouble on pausing it right there, but towards that last little bit, you really have to focus on how many bubble or what color bubbles coming up next, because if you don't, you're going to clear out a color, but that same color is going to be in the chamber, so you didn't actually clear the bubble. So you really have to focus on getting that bubble out of the way and making sure that you have both colors cleared, because you don't want to, like, just like I did, throw off and then connect the bubbles. Now this is the most important part of the game, the 2-color game. So notice that I didn't try to clear them. I just shot them, missed, dropped the board down. Now that I have 5 bubbles to miss, now I'm going to clear the board down to less than 5 rows of bubbles. Once I have 5 or less rows, now I can start shooting off again, and then I'm going to shoot off again, and then I'm going to get to 5 colors to be able to miss again, and repeat the process. And the reason I say 5 or less bubbles, rows of bubbles, is because there's 15 rows of bubbles that fit on the screen. When you have 2 colors left, 5 rows of bubbles fall down. So you can fit up to 15 rows of bubbles before the board goes too far and you lose the game. Had I not had a green bubble lined up, I would have lost the game. Well, not lost it, but I would have, if that was a blue bubble in my chamber instead of a green one, I would have been forced to clear the board and double my score with more than a minute left on the board. So always be conscious of what your next bubble is, because if you're not, this situation's gonna arise and you're gonna end up screwing yourself. So always make sure you're conscious of your next bubble. I can't stress that enough. Clearing the board, even though I still have more than a minute left. That reason is because whenever you have 5 bubbles to miss, you always want to clear the board down to 5 or less rows of bubbles. Because if you don't, you will get in a situation where you get too many bubbles of the same color and the board comes down on you and it's the worst. So when you have a chance, or when you have 5 chances to miss, you want to clear the board down to 5 or less rows and then throw off twice, 2 sets in a row, and then clear the board down to 5 or less. And then I'll go over some more in a second. And I could have shot off. I would have not shot off and I would have tried to clear the board. Since I had more than 40 seconds left on the clock, I know that I have enough time to be able to clear the board down to 1 color, drop the board down, shoot, and end the game before 2 seconds are up. So that's why I dropped the board 1 more time. But you never want to drop the board intentionally with less than 40 seconds on the clock. Never. And there you have it. There's the bubble shooter tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like and follow the links in the description for how to follow me and get more notifications on or more advice on how to be a better Skillz player. Thanks for watching.